Welcome to Wrapped with a Smooch, Kiss. After losing her job and being blacklisted from the business world, Noel had no choice but to sell everything in her apartment and move away from big city. That's a really scary thing. I can only imagine, like, being in that situation where you are now jobless and stuff like that. Not cool at all. But lucky for her, Noel's older sister offers the woman a place to stay during the holiday season. It's over, but I would say this will be our last send-off for Christmas. So we're going to be starting this expedition. Link down in the description below where you'll be able to purchase this game for yourselves. You're fired! Yeah, one of the worst things to receive when in a job scenario is that kind of statement along with a pink slip. For words thundered throughout the cramped office, people I had never even interacted with craned their necks over the cubicles to see the spectacle in all its glory. The whispers grew louder and louder as I was escorted out of the building. What did I do wrong? I was made the fool that day. My boss, Mr. Cardiff, announced my early departure from the company and the business world altogether. I would not be allowed in any respectable corporation with my callous attitude and lack of appropriate knowledge. Excuse me? Do you have any evidence to that? That was when I headed home to my desolate apartment and began to pack my remaining belongings into cardboard boxes. There was no longer a place for me in this city, though part of me had always known that was the truth. I'd arrived that one day. What else was I supposed to think after I saw their money, belongings, and even self-worth sizzle away with each day that passed? What I had left to my name now was very little. A few articles of clothing and a small amount of self-dignity. Sounds like my channel. I quickly realised as I held except for the part where we were once at a huge state, as I held an old refrigerator magnet in the palm of my hand, that I'd be content with leaving my office to rot in this cramped, overpriced apartment. Yeah, apartments in the big city are really expensive. One by one, I'd sell every single object until I could afford to leave and perhaps pull myself out of the trenches I'd travelled down. Closing the chapter of the overly exhausted business manager once and for all, I'll be leaving this junk and heading to my sister's house in Hawthorn. So it will be an adventure, but one I'm willing to embark on, because honestly, anywhere is better than here. It sounds like that is the case, but also, good morning to you. I can't get my words right today. December 1st, the first day on the Advent calendar, and we have here a CG I've never seen before. I catch sight of my sister and niece waving excitedly to me as I struggle up the train station steps with my luggage. It's always nice to see custom CGs because there's nothing wrong with using default CGs that you can access on the internet, but there's something nice when you pour your heart into make your own CGs and looking like you want to give that extra step into your own game. They're heavy and cumbersome, hitting my leg with each step that I take. Perhaps 3 suitcases was too much to take with me on the 4-hour train ride. Hi there. When I reach the top of the long staircase, I'm winded, taking a moment to inhale some fresh air. The cold air fills my lungs and I shiver. It's much chiller in Hawthorn than back home. I'm not sure how to say that word aside from it sounding quite rude, so I do apologise. I quickly shake my head. Not home. Not anymore. Hawthorn will be where I'll make myself comfortable, at least until I can get back on my feet again. I don't know, it looks rather city-like from here. Though, glancing at everyone around me, I wonder if I can get used to the abundance of trees, comfortable walking space between people, and the lack of constant selfies being taken by people with their dog faces. It sounds like paradise already, exactly. And finally, Noel is here. Hello, Zoe. The 9-year-old girl puts an emphasis on the 2 syllables of my name, laughing. Not the funniest joke if you can even consider it that, but I smile politely. I think she is being jovial at the very best. Wait, Mom, this is Noel, right? She looks different from the pictures. She looks from me to my sister. That's right, the last time I saw Zoe was when she was only 3 years old. How did I let 6 years slip by? It feels like it all happened in the blink of an eye, exactly. Zoe has the same golden eyes as her mother, though her dark hair has a slight curl to it. Her hair was always like that, but it's more noticeable now now that she's older. Tyson passed away a few years ago, but Natalie refused to have a funeral. How comes? She wants to keep the family sheltered from that part of her life. I wonder if all that's changed. Yes, that's the coffee bean herself. She's got a lot of energy, I think that's why. She's referred to as a coffee bean. My sister and I lock eyes and she winks. Coffee bean? I can't help but groan. I almost forgot about that dumb nickname. I was able to live the last few years of my life without... Oh, us? Without ever hearing it, aside from phone calls with Natalie. Never call me that again. So it is Noel, and I thought it was calling Zoe a coffee bean. Never call me that again. Coffee bean? The little girl tilts her head to the side with a devious glint in her eyes. She's going to be calling me that from now on, isn't she? You shouldn't have called me Coffee Bean in the first place, sister. Now your little one's going to call me Coffee Bean. You heard nothing. It's better than a Christmas joke. Yeah, that's true. Honestly, I'd take the alternative. Bah humbug. What do you mean I'm taking the Christmas joke over that nickname? How has that been bah humbug? Zoe looks confused and my sister and I talk. I just shake my head. Nope, not getting into the coffee bean story right now. I just got here and I've already been humiliated. Well done. Mom, can we get hot chocolate on the way home? I don't know. Noel just got here and she must be really tired. I would like a hot chocolate as well. That sounds really revitalizing. Are you, Noel? Are you too tired to try the best hot chocolate you'll ever have in your whole life? I'm not tired, especially when hot chocolate is invited. Exactly. You sure? She frowns, but I shrug. It's a good bonding experience, exactly. Yes, I know you're going to be the best. Your mom is paying, right? I flash a grin at my sister who shakes her head like a stern mother. She has a lecture for me, but I refuse to suffer through it until we're safely back at her place. Just this once, but I'm not helping with your bags. Oh dear, I roll my eyes. Zoe comes to my side, tries to take one of my bags from me, but they're all the size of her. I can't help but chuckle at the sight. Admiration. I got it. No worries, little candy cane, jelly bean, gumdrop. Call her jelly bean. Oh dear, Zoe scrunches up her nose. By now we've begun walking towards Nat's car. A small sedan with a bland coat of grey paint and a Dean on the passenger side door. Who put the Dean in there, Zoe? What did you just call me? I managed to maneuver around the vehicle with my 3 bags, 2 rolling on each side, and the smallest stacked on top of another. Still cumbersome, but at least they're not weighing me down exactly. We've all got terrible nicknames in this household, sorry. But holiday themed, right? Hey, what's wrong with a little Christmas cheer, love bug? Easy for you to say. You don't have to hear people call you Jelly Bean. Oh, don't worry, your mom's nickname is way worse. Really? What is it? I grin mischievously, shooting a glance at the scrawling older woman. Should I tell her? Yes! No! I don't know. I think it's only fair, exactly. Curiosity will always kill the cat at the end of the day. Anyways, Natalie walks to her side of the car, fishing for her keys in her bag. In the meantime, I let go of my own bags and stretch my arms overhead. It's been one exhausting day and my mentality is low thanks to my ex-boss and now being called a coffee bean. I've got to work out more if my muscles are this sore over dragging my luggage around. That's all you brought? I'm surprised you didn't bring more. I mean, you are staying here with us. Look, okay, I had to sell everything I had just so I could get here. Stop nagging me. Only until I get back on my feet. Even so, you don't plan on going back to the city, do you? I have nothing to go back to. I shake my head, getting into the unlocked car. Natalie and Zoe follow suit. I can understand Nat's apprehension about letting me return to the city. She just wanted her to deal with my tears on the worst nights. I'm only a phone call away, Natalie used to say, and she really was, even at 3 AM when she had to wake up early the next day for work and get Zoe ready for school. In the city, I was working a job that paid well, but barely enough to afford the rent on my tiny apartment. My hours were long, excruciating even. I felt like I was losing myself to my job, and it all crumbled down after my termination from the workforce because somebody blackmailed us. But I haven't told Natalie the reason I was fired. I don't think she'd be proud of me, but I'll stand by my decision, and I'd do it all over again if it meant leaving that buttered up life behind. Okay. Sometimes things are best not said until the circumstances arise. Didn't renew my lease and sold everything in the place. All I took were my clothes, some old pictures and Mum's necklace. I had sold a lot prior to the decision to move and in order to pay back some of my debts. This expensive imported ruby-plated bow pendant, easily worth enough for a month's rest, is something I won't part with. That's all you need anyway. Thanks, Natalie. The pretty red necklace you're wearing? I reach up and grab the pendant in between my two fingers. It's lightweight despite being old, still sparkles and shines in the light. Yep, your grandmother gave it to me before she left on one of her grand old adventures. What adventure is she on now? The 70th? Is that how old she is? Who knows? I stopped counting a long time ago. You know what? I'm happy for her. She gets to travel the world and meet so many interesting people. It still boils down to money at the end of the day when it comes to these sort of things, because without money you can't exactly travel. Grandma is so cool, buys the best gifts. Don't be like that, Zoe. Be appreciative of the gifts that you're given. Natalie looks at her daughter through the rearview mirror and lowers her eyes. Exactly. Christmas is not about the gifts, exactly. It's about the coming together. It's about the family bond. It's about being with one another near the Christmas tree. But they're nice, I suppose. Zoe giggles in the back seat with a snort. Mum must be spoiling her on the holidays as well. The only trouble is when you're spoiled when you're very young is that you become accustomed to being spoiled. So therefore, every single birthday and Christmas and occasion, you want to be spoiled, otherwise you feel like your parents don't care about you. The last gift I got from the older woman was an expensive watch I sold after only a few weeks of having it. The thing was nice, but what was the point of having something so flashy if I didn't have food to put on the table that week? I straighten up in my seat, eyes forward as Natalie takes a turn. As we get further away from the train station, more people come into view, and an array of shops line up next to each other like a strip mall. Wow, a lot of these businesses look like they're family owned. Oh yeah, no fancy big chains here. I would like to have a social platform, for there to be a social platform where it's only for small content creators to thrive on. Whereas with YouTube, it's like, you know, small and big. The big ones only get the attention. So no Burger Boss? No Burger Boss. I see, Burger King. But Natalie points to a storefront a few feet ahead from where we stopped at a red light. I can faintly make out a rustic wooden sign that reads something grill. Pewter's Grill has real burgers. Delish, trust me. But Burger Boss has cheap burgers on the go. They cook them in 40s. It doesn't matter. I would rather have a nice burger than a cheap burger, Noel. How good can a burger be if it was cooked in 40 seconds? You're just used to fast food, that's all, Noel. You've got to slow your pace in Hawthorn. I can't say that word without saying the word whore, I'm sorry. Nothing worth, because that's how it's pronounced, I believe. Nothing worth getting done is completed in 40 seconds or less, exactly. So you say. I don't know, Mom. Now that I'm thinking about it, the place is called Burger Boss for a reason. The owner must be the boss of all burgers, so maybe that's how he makes them in 40 seconds? No. The boss doesn't make the burgers, all the underpaid employees make the burgers. They're not magic burgers. She smiles to herself, she's got a lot to learn. Looking out the window with just as much enthusiasm and wonder as myself, though she's lived in Hawthorn her whole life. Once we take the next turn at the corner, we'll be at the main plaza. which is where we can get our hot chocolate. Yay! From a rearview mirror, I can see Zoe excitedly vibrating her seat. It's almost like the whole car is vibrating as well. Never noticed this car shivering before. Zoe, would you stop shaking at the back there? That hot chocolate must be damn good. And alright, out of my car, we're here. I almost missed that Natalie has pulled over to the parking spot. She taps her fingers on the steering wheel, waiting for me and Zoe to get out of the car. And Zoe and I both bow out laughing. I miss Natalie so much. Never really had a second to stop and breathe back in the city, let alone think about the family I never visited. It's nicer in the countryside, trust me. It feels more homely and welcome rather than the dull, lifeless automaton never-ending schedule that is a city. When I look up, I notice just how festive the square is, although there are advantages to both. There are poinsettias outside all of the shops, wreaths decorate some of the business doors, and there's a very fancy tree in the centre of the plaza. Though nothing is too elaborate, it's tasteful, like a Christmas card. It's welcoming, but it doesn't completely overwhelm you. Back in the city, holiday decorations are even more elaborate. They have blow-up Santa dolls in front of every storefront, and that child over there keeps wanting to pop it because they like popping things. The fanciest places have sparkling reindeer statues and other gimmicks, the holiday hashtags that people can use when they take pictures next to the displays. Then, of course, there's the present boxes that are everywhere. Train stations, lampposts, store windows, etc. The holidays are always an in-your-face kind of thing. Exactly. It's meant to be there. What do you think of Hawthorn so far? Well, firstly, I think there should be a more appropriate way to pronounce Hawthorn. We'll make it sound so... I know there's probably something the developers did not choose to do. I've been here for 5 minutes and I prefer it than my city life. But you've seen some of it. It's pretty, I guess. I answer with a shrug, which seems to be enough of a reply. There's so much to see and do here. You'll love it. Let the hot cocoa sway me then. Hot cocoa! Zoe claps her hands over her mouth, and calls out into the air. Natalie rolls her eyes and I watch the girl curiously. What are you going to get, Coffee Bean? Oh, okay, no, that's not going to be a thing. It is! You're going to get coal for Christmas. I think Santa would find the nickname funny too. You don't even know why she calls me that. Do they call you that because you eat coffee beans? It was one time! The little girl snickers. Gotcha! You little... Natalie interrupts the two of us by placing a menu in front of my face. Thank you. Huh? Pick a hot cocoa flavour. Looks like there's 3 varieties. One is red velvet, has a small star next to it, which the menu keynotes as a consumer flavour. Then there's the rich dark chocolate flavour, and lastly white chocolate with a tinge of raspberry. I would like a rich dark hot chocolate, please, because that sounds really bitter and lovely. I love bitter. I would like dark chocolate, please. I think I'll have dark chocolate. Good choice. Too bitter for the little one to consume. That once would always prefer milk or white chocolate because it's sweeter. Well, what do you think, Delish? Absolutely. See, told ya. The 3 of us decide to take our cocoa to go as the place is packed inside. Not good for health reasons if we try and cram ourselves into a space that is already cramped. I'm actually shocked to see so many people. You think it was the lunch rush at Boss Burger. Not everything is done instantaneously. Some things take a lot of time with delicacy and care and some kind of empathy involved. I take another large gulp from the festive paper cup. If everything is as good as this hot cocoa, Hawthorn won't be such a bad place. Oh, Zoe, while we're here, we should pick up your recital dress from the cleaner, sorry. Recital dress? Are you a dancer or something, Jelly Bean? I'm playing the Ghost of Christmas Past in the town's holiday show at the end of the month. Why do I sound like Grandma now? Since I'm a ghost, I can wear anything I want, but you will see the outfit on the day of the show. I can't see now? I can't see it now? Nope. Now you'll definitely have to come to the show. Now you got a good reason to come to the show aside from seeing Zoe at the show is to see what she's dressed in at the show. The Ghost of Santa though. Ouch. Harsh that you'd think I'd miss your performance. It's just like insurance. Insurance? You mean insurance? Oh, yes, that's what I said. No, you said it with an M. A hard emphasis on M. Insurance, not insurance. Yeah, that's what I said. Anyway, Noel can't miss it or else the Christmas magic won't work and the show will totally explode. I hope that's not a thing. Like a relative doesn't come to your... Oh dear, your auntie doesn't come to your show and therefore the Christmas show just blows up. Like, that would be a catastrophe. What? Nancy shakes her head with a small smile. It's an old superstition. Nesta! Huh? A long time ago, a young girl named Nesta bumped into something black backstage and caused the whole set to catch fire. So not totally explode, some details got lost in time, yeah. Some people think it's because she bragged about her costume before the show and made sure everyone in town saw it ahead of time. Exactly. The more people who see your costume, the more the show will catch fire. That's bad. Should it be the case where nobody shows up then? I'm not sure that's how it works, but okay. I don't think a show could actually explode. Are you sure about that one? But I'll let her have her moment. For more, watch Zoe's theoretical... I don't know how to say that word. For more confident I am that she'd make a wonderful performer. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing her. It'll be the first children's play I've seen, not to mention one for a relative. Exactly. The dry cleaner's 3 stops down. Noel will be quick. You can sit on one of the benches or look around. Yeah, don't worry about me. Thanks. The 2 girls walk off, leaving me alone with my own thoughts. Looking around town, seeing all the lovely Christmas decorations. Wait, why aren't all the trees got lights on them? I take another sip of my hot chocolate and find a seat. It's best not to wander off too far when I don't have a phone with good service. So you're saying you don't have a phone? I figured a fancy phone wasn't the expense I really needed. I drum my fingers on my thighs, and the air is kind of chilly, but the cocoa's warming me up. I haven't had a minute to just sit down and breathe in a long time. I close my eyes as the wind caresses my face. I don't know how long I sat there until I hear a voice jolt me from my reverie. Who could that be? Dark chocolate. Nice choice. Hi there. My eyes slowly flutter open. I see a man casting a shadow over me. He smiles genuinely, holding his own drink in his hand. What did you get? Let's have an interest in this. Young man, what did you get? This one's a coffee. Peppermint. Peppermint in coffee? Yeah, you do get that. Oh, don't tell me you've never had it. I raise my brow at a stranger who's conversing so easily with me. I straighten myself up and try to make a good first impression. This is the first Hawthorn local I'm meeting. Well, besides my sister and niece. You're new here, aren't you? All Hawthorn residents have tasted the peppermint coffee. Oh no, busted. I push all my hair behind my ear. What gave it away? Thought I was doing a good job of blending in. I smile up at the stranger because we both know that's not true. I'm sure I look like a fish out of water. Yeah, you were doing an awesome job. He winks at me as he says this. I can't but blush at the mystery man and try to turn my head to the side so he won't notice. I just know everyone in town. Everyone? No way, that's not possible. You can't know everyone in town. Why not? Because there's too many people. You're used to cities, so that's why. And most of the plaza around us, as if the answer was obvious. We're not in some small mountain town isolated from the rest of the world. This plaza was pretty sizable. Even the train station had a lot of people mulling about. The man begins to laugh, throwing his head back as he does so. You're from a big city, aren't you? You've got to be psychic or something. Guessing. No. He shakes his head. You city dwellers are used to packed spaces. It's pretty easy to spot you guys in a crowd. Hawthorn really isn't that big. Compared to the city or not, there are still so many people walking around now. You can't know all of them. Okay, maybe not all of them. Before I can say anything, he places one of his hands up to stop me. But Hawthorn is a winter town, so there's more people walking around than usual. Tourists, you know. That doesn't count. I do know all the locals, though. Do you make it a habit to welcome all tourists? He shakes his head, grin never leaving his face. Tourists? No. New residents? Yes. I never said I'm a new resident. Didn't have to. What? I tilt my head to the side like a dog trying to make sense of what's happening. I have no idea what this man is talking about. What about me gives it away, Mrs. Detective? Your eyes. My eyes? I furrow my brows. Same as your sisters. You're related to Natalie, right? Oh my god! Now it all makes sense. This guy's probably one of Nat's friends. I'm going to flip on her for getting the welcoming committee on my table. Wow, hey now. She didn't do anything but tell me her sibling was coming. Saw her and Zoe walk off in the other direction, so I assumed. The rest was just teasing. God damn it! Teasing? Gee, thanks. It's the Hawthorn hospitality. We like to have fun here. You're Noel, right? Yeah, that would be me. The man extends his hand towards me. My name is Elliot. I'm the town's local carpenter. Local carpenter? Like, there's only one? I've got to be in some kind of movie or something. I'm coming from the city to a small winter town where I bump into the handsome carpenter. Ah, now you're saying he's handsome alongside of being a carpenter. That's awesome. Only one good carpenter. I'm jostled from my thoughts by the man's voice, and I try to straighten up. Is that so? I can show you my skills, and you can do the judging yourself. Skills? What kind of skills? Carpentry skills! I open my mouth to say something when I hear the laughter of a little girl. From the corner of my eye, I catch sight of Zoe swinging her arms in wide circles in a white jacket as she and her mother approach. Hello, you two. Oh, look who it is, the little firecracker. That's how you come up with a nickname, Noel? Oh, great. The girl sticks out a ton at me. Hey, I thought Jelly Bean was pretty good. Elliot looks between me and Zoe and begins to laugh. It's festive, I like it. No, you don't. Alright. Natalie comes up to us, fumbling with straightening out her dry cleaning. Hey, Elliot. On a supply run? Elliot shakes his coffee cup. Fuel run. Equality is important. Sorry, equally as important. Why did I say equality? I don't know. You're going to a party or something? Elliot points to a hanger that Natalie is holding. She shakes her head. That's my costume for the Christmas show. She jumps in front of it to shield it from prying eyes. Careful. If you look at it, the show will catch on fire and explode. How many times do I have to tell you, Zoe? Nothing will catch on fire when I'm the one building the set. You can't stop a ghost, Ellie. Ellie. I glance at the stranger, a glint of amusement in my eyes. I think she's right. Oh, for sure. I was just testing her. Drinking peppermint coffee again, Elliot? You know, I waited months for this flavor to come back. I'll be here every morning until the day that it runs out. I don't doubt it. I can't wait to grab a cup in the morning before work. Are you sure you'll wake up on time? Of course, I'll make time if I have to. Mom, that's not fair. You have to get me hot cocoa if you come back here in the morning. But you'll have to wake up even early if you want some before school, you know. Never mind. Okay, sleep over beverages. I like that. I'm still sitting on the bench watching Elliot as he, Nat and Zoe talk with relative familiarity. It feels kind of awkward seeing the man talk to my sister like they're best friends, siblings even. I feel like a third wheel at the moment. I'm a stranger here, not Elliot. Nat finally takes notice of me and grins. It's almost as if I'm an afterthought to the situation, added on because of an inconvenience. I feel a little awkward, to be honest. I see you've met my sister, Noel. Yes, what a wonderful conversationalist she's been. I try my best. I look up and try to smile meekly. If not for me losing my job, I probably wouldn't be here. I'd probably still be estranged to my whole family, sending the I don't know how to say the word. Happy holidays text and be on my merry way. I swear outside recordings I can say some of these words. Obliged. It's lovely meeting you, Noel. Welcome to our small town, and I hope you enjoy your stay, for however long it is. Nat looks to me for confirmation, but I only shrug my shoulders. Who knows how long I'll be here? I certainly didn't make any plans. Well, let's say a few months. No, forever! Forever is a long time. We'll see about that. Oh, does that mean the idea of forever is on the table? Elliot wiggles her brow and takes a sip from his coffee. There's a slight grin on his face, and I quickly realize that a man loves to joke around. At least he's making an effort to include me in the conversation. Exactly! Perhaps he's extending the courtesy because of his relationship with Natalie. Guess I have to try and make Hawthorn look really good, so you want to stay. You've been doing a great job here already. Of course you'd say that, Natty. Hey, I'm not lying. You fixed up this place really nicely. If someone who hasn't lived here for years thinks it looks good, I'll believe you. Natalie and Elliot both turn to me and I shrink back in my seat. I will admit that Hawthorn is very different from the place I lived for the last few years. For one, my family is here, and I won't be crammed inside of a shoebox-sized apartment. However, everything still feels new. I'll need to get used to being here. I think Hawthorn is pretty. It's pretty. I give him a half-hearted answer. See? Elliot shakes his head. I'm not convinced. That sounded kind of flat. Besides, Hawthorn is more than just a pretty space. I've been here for an hour or so. I can't really judge. If you'll be here for a while, then I have time to show you Hawthorn's best-kept secrets some not even Natty or Zoe know. Wait, Elliot, you really going to give away secrets like that? Yeah, you have to tell us too. I've given her a wrong accent. You have to tell us too. I'll tell you all of you, but no, I have to stay long enough to find out. Wouldn't make sense otherwise. I place my hand on my chin. Thinking pose. Sounds tempting. I sense a butt coming. No, not that, Zoe. Would you get out of there? It's butt with one T. I can't help but laugh at that one, like the child I really am. Though Elliot seems to think it's funny as well. No buts allowed, Noel. A child is here. Guess that means I have to give you a yes or no answer, huh? It's going to be a yes, right? Secrets are on the line, Noel. Yes, but for the secrets. Not like I have any other friends around town. It'd be a good opportunity to get to know the place better, at the very least. Hey, I'm taking it and holding you to it. Exactly. Part of me is a little nervous at the idea, but I try my best to shake it off. Alright, well, the coffee is getting cold, and I have a project back at home waiting for me. I'll catch you three another time. Before you leave, can you come over one day this week to look at the plumbing? We're already getting cold water at the moment. I can stop by tomorrow. Absolutely not. Monday is your day off. You're not coming over to do work. Natty, it's you. Can't let you shower in cold water. It's like ice out here. And if not for you, for Zoe. Exactly. Think of your child. Yes, Mum. For me. I hate the cold water. I look between the two of them. Natalie and Elliot are closer than I initially thought. Natalie knows his work schedule. Elliot treats Zoe like she's family. Are they dating? Interested in each other? There's certainly some chemistry there. They're friends. If you really don't mind. I don't mind. Also, if you like something, you don't treat it as work. You treat it as another day doing something that you love doing. Well, it's settled then. I'll see you tomorrow. So it's a Sunday then. Today. She claps her hands together and I wonder why she bothered with a polite dance. I could see in her eyes she knew damn well this guy was going to come to her rescue. What's up with the two of them? Tomorrow then? Elliot waves at the three of us and walks off. I watch him for a moment, curiously getting the best of me. Let's head home. Natalie motions for me and Zoe to start walking to the car. My feet feel heavy as I stand up. I'm tired, but beyond that, I'm feeling apprehensive about being in a new place. You'll get used to it as you explore more of it. It's only unknown if you let it be unknown. It will always be an unknown if you don't allow yourself to expand your horizons and explore the place. Zoe runs a few feet ahead of us, blissfully ignorant of the feelings eating me up inside. As I watch her play, I can't help but feel a little jealous that I'm not as carefree as her. Well, Zoe is a child and has a boundless amount of energy. Hey Nat, I have a question. My words are sudden, leaving my throat in a burst. I have an answer. You and Elliot. No, don't start this. Natalie shakes her head vehemently. Start what? I'm just curious. You two seem close. We are, but it's not like anything you're thinking. You don't know what I'm thinking. You're thinking that he and I would make a good couple. What? No, definitely not. The blush really gives it away. Noel, don't lie. Natalie rolls her eyes. A lot of people see it as more than it is, but Elliot is just a genuinely nice guy who cares about me and Zoe. That's it. Friends. That's it? Yes, Elliot was Ty's best friend. I can't date him. Doesn't feel right. And I'm pretty sure he feels the same way. Oh? Well, if she puts it like that, I guess I can understand how dating her deceased husband's best friend could get complicated. Yeah, very complicated. However, Elliot is single. He's handsome, funny, has a good job, good with kids, totally not judgmental. I have more if you want to hear it. Why would I want to hear it? We can just simply ask the man himself. Because you're single and have no baggage. Don't play matchmaker, Nat. Why not? You were just about to. I just thought there was some chemistry, that's all. Sure, that's all. Hey, what do you mean by that? She gives me a knowing smirk, but turns her attention to her daughter who is waiting in front of a car. Time to go home. I'm sure Noel is tired after a long day. Fine. You don't know the adult world, Zoe. But can we go on another adventure soon? Natalie pats her daughter's head with a serene smile, and I feel a warmth fill my stomach. This is the family life I've been missing out on. It feels good to be included for once. Come on, ladies, let's head home. Exactly. Let's head on home and see where we are staying for our stay here. The three of us shuffle into Natalie's car for another drive, but this time to my new residence. And we are here. Upon entering Natalie's house, I'm shocked. It's by no means a mansion, but it's way bigger than the apartment I was living in before, though I'm willing to bet most houses in this town are. By the time we bring in my bags to get settled, it's dark outside. No, not the darkness. Well, what do you think? It's amazing. Really? I know it's not too shabby, but amazing is a big compliment. It's amazing compared to what I was living in, a shoebox-sized apartment. Back home I was living in a shed compared to this. A pretty shed at least? Nope, my entire salary was spent on a bare, ugly box. Well, rent here is much cheaper than the city, there's that. Zoe flings herself onto the couch and buries her face into the sofa pillows. Let's watch a movie. Absolutely not, young lady. You have school tomorrow. So, it's a special occasion. Noel is here. You have school tomorrow. Zoe, get to your bed. I'm kidding. I wouldn't be that harsh if I had a daughter. A child. And Noel will be here tomorrow. And the day after that. Oh, come on, Zoe. Would you stop? Stop being so pessimistic about our appearance here, okay? I'm not going to just float away like a cloud. No means no. Go and put on your BJs. I'll be up for lights out in a bit. Zoe groans. Natalie's a strict mom, but I guess she has to be since she's doing it all by herself, exactly. Can Noel take me to school at least? How am I going to do that? I don't even know where it is. It's not too far from here. Zoe knows the walk there. Not that you have to take her. Oh, but Noel, please. She claps her hands together and gives me her best puppy dog eyes. For goodness sakes. I guess so. Why not? Yay! But you have to go shower and get ready for bed now. Deal. The girl bolts off in a hurry and I watch her leave. Why is she so excited about me taking her to school? Who knows? I'm shocked myself. Honestly, I was afraid Zoe was going to hate you. She has a hard time making friends lately. I wonder if it's because she knows that you're Auntie Noel. Wait, really? The same girl I just saw run up the stairs? Things are not as simple as they seem on the surface. Natalie nods her head. After Tyson's death, she shut everyone out, even me. Zoe pretends like nothing is bothering her, but I can't imagine she's okay with her father getting sick and passing away. He tried to hide it from her, but Zoe is smart. She must have seen him getting progressively worse. It feels like a pile of bricks are sitting on my heart as Natalie tells me the truth of her and Zoe's situation. They don't have it easy either, even though their home situation is not as bad as ours was. Natalie has always tried to find the light in everything, even as she sits so firmly in the dark. Why didn't you tell me how bad it was? I thought the disease was sudden. I could have been here to help you through Tyson's sickness. Would you have come, Noel? Nah, you're my sister, of course I would have come. You distanced yourself for years after you left home. You never looked back. Zoe is 9, and you met her only once before this. I didn't think you cared about anything more than yourself, so I never brought it up. I felt like she delivered a devastating blow to my gut, but I can't argue with her. She's completely right. I withdrew from her, but so did the rest of our family. Mum, Dad, our siblings. We all went our separate ways and stopped being a family. Yet when I called Natalie, she always answered and lended a listening ear. I don't return the favour and never bothered to ask what she needed. I'm a terrible sister. She shakes her head with a frown. You're not. I just don't think that we were ever equipped with the knowledge of how to be a functioning family. That is a distinctive difference. You know how to, but you don't know how to apply it. Mom and Dad were hardly ever in the same room together. All we ever had was Dad, and he drilled in our heads that we need to be financially stable to be successful. That's not true. Success is found in many things. Money is just one of many things that you need to consider to be successful. I think your happiness is more than your money. If you're not happy, then what's the point of having a good salary? What's the point of having a big salary if you cannot be happy on the inside? But then again, I suppose this was probably at a time when money was hard to acquire, and that if you need to be successful, then money is definitely one of those outcomes. Like, money is definitely important, but it should not be the defining factor of what you wake up for in the morning. What you should wake up for in the morning is to pursue something else in the day, something in which you have not yet achieved. To do something or to achieve something that you never have before is to do something that you never did before. I hope that makes sense. Is that why Nala left to marry that rich yoga instructor and Navy went on his backpacking journey across the country? Speechless and frowning, I run through these details in my head. They make a lot of sense, but I'm more than a victim of my environment. I'm the one who didn't pull myself out of a cycle and kept going with it. Don't look at me like that, Noel. I've been seeing a therapist and it's really been helping. You should too, honestly. See a therapist? I guess I never considered it. I know. Dad made you think it was normal to live the way we were living. It's a whole thing, Noel. You've got to look at your past and move on from it. Exactly. It's not bothering me, though. Are you sure? Sure it's not. You worked for 8 years at a job Dad wants you to be at. 8 bloody years, Noel. That's almost as old as my daughter. She shakes her head. I'm stared dumbfounded. She's right. I found myself majoring in business because Dad said that was a financially secure option. He was always veering us in that direction. I don't know what I would have chosen to do otherwise. The thought plays on my mind. I'm not very creative. What else could I have done? Would I still be on the same path if I didn't have Dad's voice constantly in my ear? Never mind all that. I've forgiven the past. You're here now. That's all that matters to me. We can all move forward with the present moment. If you want to if you want the number to my therapist, I'll be happy to give it to you as well. Though maybe it's best to see someone new. She could refer you to a colleague. I need some time to think about everything. You just unloaded a lot. I know. She gives me a warm smile. Take all the time you need, but in the meantime, let's get some sleep. You have to be up early tomorrow to take Zoe to school. She leaves the house at 7:15 AM, I hope. Yeah, that's not a problem. My body is used to sleeping and waking up early. Take care and sleep in after tomorrow. I think you could use a little rest. Yeah, maybe. But sometimes some activity, such as, I don't know, taking a little one to school, is exactly the kind of activity you need to move on. I know it's something small, but it's still something that is refreshing, new. I lay in the dark, tossing and turning in bed. By now, I'd usually be asleep, tired from a long day of work. Not even fatigued enough to settle my racing thoughts as I stare up at the ceiling. The mattress underneath me is firm, almost new. I imagine this guest room must not have been used often. Turned to my side, I screw my eyes shut and try to lull myself to sleep. But all I could think is what Natty told me earlier about our parents. Mama has never been around long enough to actually be our guardian, and our father constantly drilled in my head that money defined us. It does not. It could define him, but it's not going to define you or us. I remember working in my dad's company by the age of 14, handling out fires on the street. I never got to hang out with friends or ride bikes. I was always indoors studying or helping Dad. I wonder if I wasted too much time living for someone else. You should never really live for someone else if it's unhealthy for you. If you live for someone that's unhealthy for you, you need to move away. Otherwise, it's going to be harder and harder as time goes by if you continue that cycle of living that same kind of abuse. This thought overtakes me as I fight myself to go to sleep, but it's no use. The darkness never seems to leave. December 2nd. Hell yeah, buddies! And that, folks, is where we are going to leave our adventures with this. If you want to play this game for yourselves and find out the rest of the story, there is a link down in the description below where you'll be able to buy this game for yourselves. I think this is a very... well, it has two different sides to it. Number one, it's battling our own mortality of trying to get ourselves out of that cycle that our father imbued upon us so that we can feel free in a way and be able to explore for ourselves. But also it's a more present thing of moving to a new environment and get to know the things that are around you. Like whenever you move to a new village, a new city, a new town, etc., the most important thing I think that you need to do as an individual is explore, go out, get familiar with your surroundings. Obviously have something with you so that you can guide yourself. But this is a really nice, welcoming visual novel in itself, and I really like the fact that the UI is user interface. Yeah, that's correct. That the UI is Christmassy themed. I love that. Thank you so much for watching, people. I really enjoy this game, but we're going to be moving on. Thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourselves.